Spore is not a new game. It came out in 2008. That's like 15 years ago. Some of you watching might not have even been alive when this game came out. Anyway, in that time, players have done a variety of challenges, from the No Eyes Challenge to the No Legs Challenge, but I haven't seen any of them do the No Shame Challenge, but more on that later. We start off the game as usual, a single-cell organism embedded in a piece of space rock and plummeting to a hostile alien planet. With no brain and only our dream to one day evolve into a galaxy-dominating species, we set out into this microscopic wilderness. Being a carnivore, I look for as many random chunks of protein, as well as smaller organisms, I can find before discovering my very first evolutionary upgrade. And then it's time to get making with the love.
What did you say?
Make with the love, it's a nice way of saying boner.
A bit of DNA manipulation later, and I emerge as my new, improved self. Now it's about this time that I need to come up with a name for my soon-to-be dominant species, and I'm going to go with the Bum Gazers, for reasons that will make sense a little bit later in this video. I'm dangerous, I'm deadly, and I'm oh so hungry. With every bite, I gain the DNA needed to conquer the galaxy. After I have my fill, I let out my mating call, and it's back to the genetics lab for me. I slap on a jet booster on my backside and head back into the action. The extra speed makes catching my prey even easier, but soon I would face my nemesis. These multi-eyed little suckers were impossible to hit with anything other than the spikes that were on my butt. So it's back to the lovemaking and DNA splicing to get the Bum Gazers up to Super Shredder levels. With spikes shooting out of every surface on my body, I finally managed to prevail. And on top of that, it was time for me to finally evolve. To break free of this watery, single-celled world, sprout my legs, and become the creature that would one day strike fear into the hearts of others by the mere sight of me.
Then check this out.
Well, suddenly the name Bum Gazers makes a lot more sense. I also need to place my mouth somewhere. You know, for the sake of decency, and to keep YouTube from demonetizing this video, I think I'll shrink that down so it's out of sight. But I should still be able to use it by jamming food into my crotch. Emerging from my watery reality, I call out to my brethren and embark on the next stage of evolution. Nearby our new home, I discover the skeletal remains of some poor creature, and by kicking it, I learn how to grow a new body part.
Yes, science!
While exploring this strange land, I begin to wondering why the being that created me designed me in such a way that I am forever cursed to have nearly my entire field of view blocked by my own butt cheeks. The disturbing notion that every time I defecate, I will have to watch it in live action. But I take solitude in knowing that my mouth, and most importantly, my nose, are located in front of my body. So my creator wasn't all that cruel, I guess. Being thankful for the life that I have persuades me to change my murderous ways and pursue a life of peace. I wander over to my nearby neighbors and convince them that I am their friend by screeching at their faces until they like me. I continue this course of action, deafening other species, until I develop a tiny brain somewhere in my abdominal region. And with that, I can recruit an ally to screech at people with me because it's nice to have friends. I continue this cycle of screaming at my neighbors and gathering body parts, but I quickly realize that for me to become the coolest kid on the block, I'm going to need something more than a high-pitched squeal to impress people. And the way you add new skills is to bang. That's it. There's No better way to say it. That's how you do it in this game. It's at this time that I finally grow arms, as well as horrific pinchers to impress strangers with. I also sprout nightmarish T-Rex feet that grant me the power to dance. Finally, I slap a couple of antennae on my head that will allow me to twerk.
Yes, science!
With my new body parts, I migrate deeper inland, impressing other species with my sick skills, and grow my posse. My reputation as being the next Lord of the Dance quickly spreads, and soon other creatures are eager to stand in my presence. Despite their lives being in danger, of course. Is that guy being eaten back there? This huge ego boost had made me forget that I was stuck staring directly at my own ass and resulted in my brain size increasing to a new level of self-awareness. Suddenly, I realized I could pick up sticks, and with them, I could craft fire, tools, and shelter. Thus, I entered the tribal stage, and in the words of the great Anakin Skywalker,
"This is where the fun begins."
Having danced my way into prosperity, I felt it was only natural that I should invest my resources into music. After turning my former posse members into my pets, I craft myself some flutes before pumping out a few children. Upon hearing of my new band, my neighbor invites me over for a performance, so I grab my flutes and head on over. And luckily, my neighbors are deaf and somehow enjoyed the show. They pledged to back a nationwide tour and upgrade our crib so we can practice. We add more instruments and train daily. If we are going to get more backers for our band, we are going to need to bring our A game. Finally, the day has come for our big tour. The moment is upon us. Here's hoping we don't disappoint.
Para mi gente, con una pasión tan fuerte. Ay, 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 ahora sigo cantando y sigo gozando, yo sigo cantando y sigo gozando.
The tour was a huge success. Like, seriously, everybody was backing us. We had so much fucking money coming out of the asses that we've been staring at our whole lives that we could have funded a city-state. And you know what? That's exactly what we did. And the Bumgazers became an actual civilization, with music being at the heart of our religion. We fashioned new buildings, entertainment centers, and factories. Eventually, we designed vehicles with enormous speakers to spread our musical religion to other cities around the globe. At first, they didn't appear to appreciate our sick beats. But after an overwhelming amount of marketing and a bit of celebrity endorsement,
Yes, do it! Do it! Just do it! Do it! Your dreams come true! Just do it! Do it!
every city ended up joining the Bumgazers. And with the entire planet now backing our musical endeavors, we set our eyes on other planets and other star systems. It's believed that sound can't travel in the vacuum of space. But we are going to find a way to make that happen with the massive sound system that we've added to our spaceship. And so we set out into space to start a whole new adventure. But that, my friends, is a story for a whole nother time. After this experience, I learned that it is possible to beat Spore while staring directly at your own rectum. And now, I can sleep easy. I hope you all can too.
Yo voy a cantar esta canción para mi gente.